Welcome back in this new video. Today I am going to deal with another important compound used in our day-to-day life. This is bleaching powder. It is a very common chemical compound which is used as a disinfectant. This is one of the chemical compound formed by the chemical combination between calcium hydroxide, that is select lime, and chlorine gas. So the chlorine obtained as a byproduct in case of sodium hydroxide manufacturing process can be used to manufacture another related compound, that is bleaching powder. The bleaching powder is manufactured by a special process or a plant known as Hans Klaver's plant. In this plant, there are certain horizontal cylinders fitted with rotating wheel provided with blades. These horizontal containers are arranged one above another with the help of a stand. There is a hopper in the uppermost chamber through which select lime can be introduced into this Hans Klaver's plant. The different vertical arrangement are connected together with the help of a tube or the pipe alternately. Means if first horizontal chamber is connected to the second in a left side, then the second will be connected to the third with towards the right side. So in this way there are number of horizontal chambers connected together, and ultimately the lowermost chamber gives us the bleaching powder. As we observe in the thresher or the holler of the rice mill. So bleaching powder is obtained in this way. Let us try to understand how bleaching powder is produced during this process. From the uppermost chamber, which is provided with a hopper, through this hopper bleaching slacked lime, that is also known as calcium hydroxide, which is a solid, moist solid that can be broken down into powder form easily. So this slacked lime is introduced into the first chamber, and from the bottom chamber chlorine gas is passed in the first chamber into the first chamber, and through which it passes in upward direction through the connecting pipe. So all these will provided with each blades and shaft, which are run with the help of motor pulley. So, on rotating the shaft with blades, slacked lime passes from the topmost chamber to the last chamber, means bottom chamber, alternately, and chlorine gas passes from bottom chamber to the uppermost chamber. In this way, the slacked lime comes in contact with chlorine, and during the way of mixing, these two combine together and form bleaching powder. So, bleaching powder are produced during the downward movement of slacked lime and upward movement of chlorine gas. Now, chemical reaction involved in this manufacturing process can be written as CaCO2. Actually, calcium oxide, when treated with water, it gives calcium hydroxide, which is commonly known as slacked lime. Now, slacked lime CaOH2, which is a moist solid, when it reacts with chlorine gas, what happens? Calcium oxychloride CaOCl2 plus H2O. Calcium oxychloride CaOCl2, or it can be written as CaOClCl. Calcium oxychloride and chloride. Both the functional groups are, both the radicals are present in this case, that is OCl, oxychloride and chloride, but collectively these can be written as CaOCl2. Okay? So, this is the chemical formula of bleaching powder. Now, this bleaching powder is very important chemical compound which can be used in number of purposes in our day-to-day life. Just like bleaching powder is used as a disinfectant. Where there is dirty places, wastes are decaying, we can sprinkle the bleaching powder there to disinfect the surrounding. This bleaching powder can be used to kill the germs or worms in water, where it is stored for a longer period of time, like the swimming pool or in the well water. It was previously used to clean the water or to kill the worms or germs in the water. Bleaching powder can also be used as a cleansing property in order to cleanse the paper and pulp, fabrics, etc. Bleaching powder can be used to cleanse the colored impurities. So, bleaching powder can also be used to get the chlorine gas immediately when it is treated with water. When bleaching powder is treated with water, we get calcium hydroxide and chlorine gas. Chlorine bleaching powder is also known as bleaching agent, because the bleaching powder, when it is exposed to air, what happens? It spontaneously break into the simpler components and chlorine gas is oozing out. That is why where there is bleaching powder, there is a smell of chlorine gas. It is due to the decomposition of chlorine, decomposition of bleaching powder molecules to provide chlorine. So these are the important features or the functions or uses in our day-to-day life. Now let us come to know about the very important chemical compound, that is sodium bicarbonate, which is commonly known as baking powder, and the related compound which can be obtained by the calcination of calcium bicarbonate, that is calcium hydrogen carbonate, which is nothing but the sodium bicarbonate and sodium carbonate. So sodium carbonate can be obtained by sodium bicarbonate. So sodium bicarbonate, that is washing soda, sodium carbonate, and baking soda, sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. So let us try to understand what is sodium carbonate. Now let us try to understand the manufacturing process of sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate is commonly known as baking soda. Sodium bicarbonate is commonly known as baking soda. Its chemical formula is NaHCO3. It is manufactured by a process known as sodium ammonia soda process. The raw materials for this manufacturing process is the brine, that is sodium chloride solution. The concentrated aqueous solution of sodium chloride is commonly known as brine, as you have already discussed during the manufacturing of sodium hydroxide. Now this brine solution is taken in a particular chamber. In this ammonia soda process, there are various connected chambers. The first chamber contains the brine, that is concentrated aqueous solution of sodium chloride. Now this sodium chloride, that is brine, is saturated with ammonia. Means ammonia is passed into the brine, where ammonia get absorbed in this solution, and this solution is called ammonia saturated brine. Now this ammonia saturated brine is passed into the another chamber known as carbonation chamber. In this carbonation chamber, there are certain pieces of either glass beads are arranged above the perforated panel fitted inside the chamber. This ammonia saturated solution is passed into this carbonation chamber from outside, from the above. Now this ammonia saturated solution is poured down into this chamber with the help of atomizer, means in the form of a fountain. And from the lower portion of this chamber, carbon dioxide gas is passed into this chamber. So during the process of coming down of the ammonia saturated brine in the downward direction, the carbon dioxide gas moves in upward direction, where carbon dioxide gets mixed with this ammonia saturated solution, as a result of which the chemical reaction occurs during the process of their combination. During this process, at first, what happens? See here, NH3 plus H2O, it gets converted into NH4OH. NH4OH first, second, NH4OH plus CO2, it gets converted into NH4CO3. NH4 whole twice CO3 plus NH4HCO3, NH4HCO3, NH4HCO3 plus H2O. NH4HCO3. Now, in third step, NH4HCO3 combines with NaCl. NaCl present in the brine gives NH4Cl, NH4Cl plus NaHCO3, NaHCO3, white precipitate, white PPT. So this is the entire chemical reaction. This reaction takes place in three different steps. First of all, ammonia reacts with water to form ammonium hydroxide. Now ammonium hydroxide combines with carbon dioxide, because carbon dioxide is an acidic gas which combines with ammonium hydroxide and gives you ammonium hydrogen carbonate, means ammonium bicarbonate. Now this ammonium bicarbonate reacts with NaCl, that is NaCl, initial raw material, NaCl present in the brine, which combines with ammonium hydrogen carbonate and gives the ammonium chloride, which is soluble in water, but NaHCO3, sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is obtained as a white precipitate. Now this white precipitate obtained during this process is nothing but the sodium bicarbonate, and we were here interested to get this compound. So in this way we have obtained the white precipitate of sodium bicarbonate. Now it is filtered out, and in filtrate ammonium chloride is already present as a byproduct. We can also obtain ammonia from ammonium chloride by the treatment of calcium hydroxide. When calcium hydroxide, which is also a byproduct of manufacturing of carbon dioxide, the carbon dioxide here obtained is obtained by the process of decomposition of thermal decomposition of lime, that is calcium carbonate. When calcium carbonate is decomposed or calcinated in the kiln, it gets converted into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is obtained by the decomposition of thermal decomposition of calcium carbonate present in the limestone. Now this carbon dioxide is used here, and calcium oxide can be changed into calcium hydroxide when treated with water. Now this calcium hydroxide when treated with ammonium chloride, which is obtained here, we get ammonia, we recover ammonia. This is also known as recovery of ammonia. So this can be done by this reaction, NH4Cl plus CaOH whole 2, calcium hydroxide, NH4Cl plus CaOH whole 2, we get CaOH whole 2, we get NH3 plus CaCl2, CaCl2 plus H2O. 2NH4Cl, so 2NH3 plus CaCl2 plus H2O, 2H2O. So this is the ammonia. So we can recover the ammonia at this chemical reaction, and this is done in a special chamber known as ammonia recovery chamber. Now this ammonia received here or recovered here by the reaction of ammonium chloride with calcium hydroxide, the ammonia is again passed into the ammoniation chamber, that is first chamber, where ammonia is allowed to react with dissolve in brine, that is first chamber. Ammonia saturated brine will be obtained there. In this way, ammonia is again and again recycled. Now the sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is commonly known as baking soda, it can be used in number of purposes. When sodium bicarbonate is used as a ingredient to obtain the sodium carbonate, that is washing soda. First and the most important utilization of this sodium hydrogen carbonate is to obtain sodium carbonate. How this can be done? It will be discussed just after few points. Now let us discuss its another property, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate, properties of sodium hydrogen carbonate. This sodium hydrogen carbonate is a mild base. It is a mild base. It can be used to neutralize the acidity in our stomach. When we suffer from some sort of acidity, either by overeating, produced by overeating, or untimely eating, or even the fatty contents, all these things may create acidity or remain empty stomach for a longer period of time. the secretions of acid will be large. In that case, we suffer from acidity. So, in order to neutralize the acidity, we can use the sodium bicarbonate as one of the neutralizing reagent. But this sodium bicarbonate is slightly corrosive in nature. So, in order to make it fit for consumption, it is neutralized with a mild acid, that is tartaric acid. So, the mixture of sodium bicarbonate, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate, and the tartaric acid gives you another mixture which is nothing but commonly known as baking powder. So, baking soda is converted into baking powder. It neutralizes the basic or the corrosive effect of or the bitter taste of this sodium bicarbonate. So, very common name of this carbonate is the baking powder. Baking means which is used in bakery industries. How it is used in the bakery industry? When the sodium bicarbonate is used or the baking powder is used along with the flour and needed to have a baking material, that is duff. When duff is baked in the oven, during baking process, the sodium bicarbonate gets heated to some extent, and on heating this gets converted into sodium carbonate and what? Sodium carbonate and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide oozing out during this process tends to come out of the duff, but duff is a very sticky material. So, at each and every point the carbon dioxide bubbles generated there forms a cavity, minute cavity inside the duff during the baking process, which makes the duff a spongy and aerated. That is why it is known as baking soda. Another important feature of the baking powder is the use of this sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrocarbonate to get the sodium carbonate. On a strong heating, which is also known as calcination, the calcination gives the decomposition reaction where the sodium bicarbonate gets decomposed to give sodium carbonate and water. Now, this sodium carbonate can be used as so many purposes known as just like the glass in the glass industries, in the laboratory, in the manufacturing of soap and detergents, soap mainly, and one of the ingredients of the glass industries. So, soap, glass, paper industries, in all these things, as well as the sodium carbonate is used as a cleansing agent. We can cleanse the cloths or other dirty materials by using the sodium carbonate. That is why it is commonly known as washing soda. So, how washing soda is obtained? Let us try to understand. It is based on the same process, that is ammonia process, which we have already discussed to obtain the sodium bicarbonate. So, the process of obtaining sodium carbonate and bicarbonate is common. So, in the previous stage, we obtained the sodium bicarbonate as it is already discussed. After having the precipitate of sodium bicarbonate, it is filtered out, and after filtering it is washed with fresh water, again filtered and dried in the sun or other incubating chamber. So, during this process we get the dry sodium bicarbonate. Now, it is subjected to calcination. Means what is calcination? The heating the substance in a closed container in absence of oxygen is called calcination. So, when sodium bicarbonate is heated strongly in a closed chamber, it gets decomposed into sodium carbonate and water. Now, this sodium carbonate is obtained as a white amorphous solid, means powdery solid. This sodium carbonate, that is powdery solid, is again dissolved in the calculated amount of distilled water, and we have a concentrated solution which is supersaturated solution of sodium carbonate, and it is subjected to crystallization. After crystallization, we get the well defined crystals of sodium carbonate, which has the formula Na2CO3 10H2O, which is known as the hydrated sodium carbonate. So, this is all about the manufacturing process of sodium bicarbonate and sodium carbonate. The calcination reaction can be written as given below. See here the sodium bicarbonate. The sodium bicarbonate NaHCO3 to NaHCO3. It is heated, means calcination. It gets converted into Na2CO3 plus H2O. Na2CO3 plus H2O. This is anhydrous sodium carbonate. Anhydrous sodium carbonate. Now, this anhydrous sodium carbonate is further crystallized. So, during the crystallization, second step is crystallization. Na2CO3 plus 10H2O crystallization. During crystallization we get Na2CO3 dot 10H2O. This is the well defined crystals of sodium carbonate. So, this is all about the manufacturing process of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate. We will discuss the features in next video of other important compounds, that is plaster of Paris. Thank you.